for a way, searching for a way how to play Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game without owning a Nintendo Switch console, then this is the perfect video tutorial for you, because in this video tutorial, I'm going to teach you where to get the game and how to run and install it and how to optimize it to run into your PC, because you can now play this game into your PC. So as you can see here, this is the app that you will need. This app is called Ryujinx Emulator. Ryujinx Emulator can emulate Nintendo Switch games into your PC as long as you have these files here installed into your Ryujinx Emulator. So as you can see here, I have Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game, and I have been playing it 2.6 hours here in my Ryujinx Emulator, and it runs quite well if you know how to optimize the game to run into your PC. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to teach you where to get Ryujinx Emulator app. So to do that, just open a web browser and just type in Ryujinx Emulator and hit search. Ryujinx.org, it is their official website. Click on that and then go to download. And then here you can download from Mac OS, and it should be Mac OS 11 and later. And then you can download it from Linux if you're using Linux, and if you're from Windows, you can download here. I'm using the latest version of Windows 11, so I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to skip that part and the installation and download process because it's really easy to do and anyone can do that. So, okay, I'm just going to minimize that. And I'm going to assume that you have now downloaded and installed Ryujinx Emulator into your PC. Now, boot up Ryujinx Emulator, run it. And if this is your first installation on running the Ryujinx Emulator, then you will be met with an error saying that you will need some certain files installed into your Ryujinx Emulator. Don't be alarmed, that is normal, because Ryujinx Emulator alone cannot play Nintendo Switch games without these files installed in Ryujinx Emulator. So what are these files? These files are the Nintendo Switch keys and the Nintendo Switch firmware. And it should be in version 15 in order for it to read and load up Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game and all of the previous Nintendo Switch games. So this is the latest version. You will need to have it. Then you should have the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game in XEI file format so that you can play it. So, if you're wondering where you can get these files, legally speaking, you can only get these files through a modded Nintendo Switch console that has a custom firmware installed in it. Because if it has a custom firmware, then you can access your Nintendo Switch system files, such as the Nintendo Switch keys and firmware. When you have done that, then just copy those files into your PC. Then to get Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game, you should own the game, and then you should have a physical copy of the game, and then just load it up into your modded Nintendo Switch console, and then digitally back it up into an XEI file format, just like in this video tutorial. I'm using an XEI file format of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game in my PC. So, if you don't own a Switch, or if you have a Switch but don't know how to mod your Nintendo Switch console and do all the things that I have said, I'm just gonna save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these files, okay? So I'm gonna minimize Ryujinx here, and I'm just gonna put a QR code here, scan it with your QR code reader, and you will be redirected to the download page wherein you can get all of these files. And once you are in that page, in the middle part of the website, you can get the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game. Once you have downloaded that, you can get the firmware and keys file into the bottom part of the page. So be sure to look into the entire page of the website so that you can get all of these files. Now, I'm going to assume that you have already downloaded all of the files into your PC. So the next step is now to install them into your Ryujinx Emulator. To do that, just go to File and go to Open Ryujinx folder. And then go to System folder. And then just open the keys zip file here, RAR file, and then just copy these files into that folder. So drag and drop or copy and paste, and this folder should be empty if this is first installation. So I'm just going to close in that. Now the next step is to install the Nintendo Switch firmware. To do that, just go to Tools, just go to Install Firmware, install a firmware from XEI or zip file, and click on the firmware file version. And then it will load up the firmware, and then hit yes to install the firmware. Now it will say successfully installed, meaning your Ryujinx Emulator now is fully capable of booting up and loading up Nintendo Switch games into your PC. Now, so what's the next step? The next step now is to optimize Ryujinx Emulator so that you can play Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet with no issues at all. So to do that, go to Options, go to Settings, and then just pause the video and copy my settings here. The game directories should be wherein you will put your Nintendo Switch games, and Nintendo Switch game should be, again, in XCI or NSP file format. If you followed the QR code, then you will get the XCI file format of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Now, the next step is go to Input. It's better to play Nintendo Switch games with a controller because playing it with your keyboard is really hassle. So to do that, just connect your Nintendo Switch Pro controller, your Xbox controller, or your PlayStation controller into your PC. Then just input the triggers here accordingly to your liking. Then hit save. Now go to System. Again, pause the video and copy my settings here. Then go to the Graphics tab. And this is the most important part of the settings. You should copy everything here. So graphics backend multi-threading should be on. Graphics backend API should be Vulkan. Your graphics card. Then enable shader cache, enable macro HLE, and then 1440p resolution for it to look much more beautiful than the Nintendo Switch game itself. Okay, so it runs much better in Ryujinx Emulator. Then hit apply and save. Now, your Ryujinx Emulator is now fully capable and is now optimized to play Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game into your PC. And a little bit of disclaimer, I'm not going to show you a gameplay of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content and they don't like this kind of content being shown in YouTube. And if you do show them, then they will take down those videos or your channel. So I'm going to save myself from the hassle so that my channel will not be taken down. And for this tutorial, to show you some proof, I'm going to show you a little bit of boot up of Pokemon Scarlet into my PC here in Ryujinx Emulator. I'm just going to blur the screen so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any copyright strike issues into their game. So, Pokemon Scarlet will run 30 FPS with no mods. The game runs smooth and it's really great to play in it. Now, since I'm now on the title screen, I'm just going to stop the emulation now. So guys, if you followed all the steps that I've shown to you, you'll be able to play Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet game and all of the previous Nintendo Switch games into your PC by following all the steps, okay? So if you have some questions regarding on the installation process of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet with Ryujinx Emulator into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer all of them. So please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Goodbye for now.